I saved you some cake. Mr. Durain fell in steady sheets against the tall windows of the corporate building, each drop catching the warm glow of the streetlights below. James Mitchell stood alone in his corner office on the 42nd floor, watching the city blur into watercolor streaks through the glass. His expensive suit hung perfectly on his shoulders, but somehow felt heavier tonight than usual. Today was his 35th birthday. Not that anyone at the office knew, not that anyone needed to know. James had built his life around predictability and control. Wake up at 5:30, coffee black, no sugar. Arrive at the office by 7. Work until the cleaning crew arrived. Go home to his empty apartment. Repeated was a successful life by most measures. His investment firm managed billions. His name appeared on Forbes lists. His penthouse overlooked Central Park. But success, he had learned, could be a very lonely companion. The elevator chimed softly in the distance, breaking through his thoughts. James frowned. The building should have been empty by now. Security made their rounds at 9, and it was nearly 10:30. He loosened his tie and walked toward his office door, curiosity overriding his usual desire for solitude. The hallway stretched out before him, dimly lit by emergency lighting. His footsteps echoed on the polished marble floor as he made his way toward the elevator bank. The building felt different at night, larger somehow, full of shadows and whispered secrets. Hello, he called out, his voice carrying down the empty corridor. A small giggle answered him from around the corner. James paused, his hand instinctively smoothing down his hair. A child in his building at this hour. He followed the sound, his expensive shoes clicking softly on the floor. Near the elevator he found her, a little girl, maybe 6 years old, sat cross-legged on the cold marble floor. Her blonde hair fell in gentle waves around her shoulders, and she wore a simple pink dress that looked slightly wrinkled, as if she had been playing all day. In her small hands, she carefully held a white cupcake topped with vanilla frosting, and a single red cherry. She looked up at him with bright, curious eyes and smiled. "Hi, mister," she said simply, as if finding a stranger in an empty office building was the most natural thing in the world. James stared at her, his business-strained mind racing through possibilities. Where were her parents? How had she gotten past security? Why wasn't she afraid? "Hello there," he said carefully, crouching down to her level. "What's your name?" "Emma," she replied, still smiling. "What's yours?" "James." He glanced around the empty hallway. "Emma, where are your parents?" She pointed toward the elevator. "Mom is cleaning upstairs. She said I could wait down here, but I got hungry." Emma held up the cupcake proudly. "I saved you some cake, Mr. Understanding dawned on James slowly. The child belonged to one of the cleaning crew. He had seen them countless times over the years, quiet, hard-working people who came after everyone else had gone home. But he had never really noticed them, never thought about their lives beyond these walls. "You saved this for me?" James asked gently. Emma nodded enthusiastically. "It's my birthday cake." "Well, today was my birthday party at school, and teacher let everyone have cupcakes. But when I saw you up there," she pointed toward his office window, "all alone, I thought maybe you needed cake too. Everyone needs cake on birthdays." James felt something shift in his chest, a warmth he had almost forgotten existed. "Today is your birthday, I'm 6 now. See?" She held up 6 fingers, the cupcake balanced precariously in her other hand. "How old are you, Mr. James?" 35, he said quietly. Emma's eyes grew wide. "Wow, that's really old. Is it your birthday too?" James hesitated. He could lie, deflect, send her back to her mother and return to his office, return to his safe, controlled, predictable world. But something about her innocent question, her genuine concern for a stranger, made him pause. "Yes," he said finally. "It is." Emma's face lit up like sunrise. "Really? Then you definitely need cake." She held out the cupcake with both hands, offering it to him with the solemnity of a sacred ritual. James looked at the simple cupcake, store-bought, nothing fancy, probably cost less than his morning coffee. But in that moment, it seemed like the most precious gift he had ever received. "Thank you, Emma," he said, accepting the cupcake with equal reverence. "This is very kind of you." They sat together on the cold marble floor, sharing the cupcake in comfortable silence. The building settled around them with soft creaks and sighs. The rain continued its gentle percussion against the windows, and for the first time in years, James felt truly present in a moment. "Do you have kids, Mr. James?" Emma asked, licking frosting from her fingers. "No," James replied, "I don't. Do you want some?" The question hit him unexpectedly. I never really thought about it." Emma considered this seriously. "You should think about it. Kids are nice to have around. We make everything more fun." Before James could respond, he heard footsteps approaching rapidly. A woman in a cleaning uniform appeared around the corner, her face etched with worry. "Emma, there you are, baby. I told you to stay." She stopped when she saw James, her expression shifting to alarm. "Oh, Mr. Mitchell, I'm so sorry." "Emma, come here right now." "It's all right," James said quickly, standing and brushing crumbs from his suit. "She wasn't bothering me at all. We were just sharing some birthday cake." The woman, Maria, according to her name tag, looked confused. "Birthday cake?" Emma jumped up excitedly. "Mama, it's Mr. James's birthday too, just like mine. so I shared my cupcake with him because everyone needs cake on birthdays. Maria's expression softened, and she looked at James with new understanding. Is that so? James nodded, feeling strangely vulnerable. Emma is very thoughtful. Yes, she is, Maria said proudly, placing a gentle hand on her daughter's shoulder. Sometimes too thoughtful for her own good. I hope she didn't disturb your work. Actually, James said slowly, she made it better. As Maria gathered her cleaning supplies and prepared to leave with Emma, the little girl turned back to James. One more time. Happy birthday, Mr. James, she said with a bright smile. I hope it was a good one. James watched them disappear into the elevator, Emma's small hand waving goodbye until the doors closed. He stood alone in the hallway for a long moment, still tasting vanilla frosting on his lips and feeling something warm and unfamiliar settling in his chest. Tomorrow, he decided, he would do something different. Maybe he would leave work early. Maybe he would call his sister, whom he hadn't spoken to in months. Maybe he would remember that birthdays were meant to be celebrated, not endured. And maybe, just maybe, he would think about Emma's question a little more seriously. The rain had stopped by the time James finally left the building. As he walked to his car, he looked up at the stars peeking through the breaking clouds and smiled. It had been a very good birthday indeed.